Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new. I'm Kirsten and today's video is going to be a first impressions foundation review. This is the Colourpop Pretty Fresh Hyaluronic Hydrating Foundation. I've got this in the shade Fair 20N. So I picked this foundation up yesterday based on Emily's makeup bag, her suggestion, and I'm excited to try it. So I put up an Instagram poll and I asked you guys what your favorite drugstore foundation was, and some of them were not cruelty-free, so I was looking for a cruelty-free one. I had it between this one and the Catrice one. My Ulta does not sell Catrice, so I decided to pick this one up. So without any further ado, let's just go ahead and jump into this review. Okay, I've got my headband on because right after I get done with my makeup today, I'm going to be filming a video review on this Pantene Cheat Day Dry Shampoo Foam. So that's why my hair is like this, because it's a greasy mess, but I wanted to have makeup on when I filmed that video, so ignore the hair situation. But let's just go ahead and put this foundation on. It obviously has a pump, and I'm thinking, yeah, what I usually do is just pump it out. I'll do like, no, that's a big pump. Okay, I did like 3/4 of a pump there, and that was a lot of product. I usually just kind of spread it out over my face like this. And then I use a sponge. Every day I use a sponge, so I'm going to try that today for my first impressions. And, you know, I can always try it another day with something else, but this is a lot more product than I would usually start out with, but that was a huge pump. So I've got my damp beauty sponge. This is the one from Shop Miss A. It's their $1.55 pawpaw sponge. And wow, okay, I think this is a really great color. So shout out to Emily from Emily's Makeup Bag. I messaged her on Instagram to see what color she has in this foundation, because she's the one that suggested on my Instagram story, and we're usually the same color. And she said that she has Fair 30N, I believe, but that it was a little bit too deep and she could go maybe one shade lighter. So I went ahead and did that one shade lighter, and it's looking to me like this is a really good shade match. So I'm excited about that. Get a mirror here so I can see it a little bit more close up, but this is actually shearing out really well, so I'm impressed with that. It looks very healthy, very dewy, and it's giving me like a light coverage. I might add a little bit more and see how that does. I've had problems in the past with Colourpop foundations kind of like putting little texture marks here, and I think there were also some like back here on my cheek on either side, so I'm really paying attention there, because I want to say that happened to me with the hyaluronic tinted moisturizer, but my skin went through like a really weird thing, and I honestly decluttered most of my foundations because I was thinking that like the textures of them weren't good, like one after another. And why didn't I put two and two together that it was my skin? I don't know, but yeah, I finally like started to find some foundations that worked better for me, and so I just ended up getting rid of the other ones. But I do wonder if I would like that better now that I have a better hold on my skin. So let me get a little bit closer up and show you what it's looking like now with kind of like 3/4 of a pump basically and some lighter coverage. I think it's looking really natural. I think you guys can probably tell it's like a little bit glowy. So let me just show you that a little bit closer up. So here it is closer up. It is looking pretty good, I think, but I do want to add a little bit more and see if I can kind of build it up on the cheek area. I'm probably just going to use like another half of a pump. This really has a lot of product in it. I don't think any of my foundations pump out nearly this much. Like usually this wasn't even half a pump and it would be a whole pump of something else. So it's just something to keep in mind. You get it? I feel like I could not use, you know, more than, for sure, more than a pump. Okay, I'm actually like really impressed. I was nervous trying this because I didn't have good luck with any of their other three foundations, like the matte one, the tinted moisturizer, or the stick foundation, actually, or the concealer. So This is definitely the best of the ones that I have, or out of all of them since I've tried them all, I think. But in my opinion, obviously, people are different. It is a little bit cakier on my nose, and I didn't. But when I built it up, I don't think it looked like that on the first ones. It actually, like, I'm kind of comparing it to my Thrive Cosmetics CC cream because that's what I use every single day. This looks a little bit heavier than that. Like, I can already see like a lot of creasing here, which I just put it on, so it shouldn't be creasing yet. Like, usually it obviously does because I have creases there. I'm going to spray some mist on my sponge just to get it a little bit more damp. You could also run it under water again, but I'm just being a little bit lazy. But sometimes I will do that at the end of my routine. Actually, most of the time I do that. I'll just spray my sponge and kind of add some moisture to it, I guess, and just kind of see how that does. Because my sponge, I don't know about you guys, my sponge like dries halfway through when I'm about done with my foundation. Okay. So this is what we're looking like now. Yeah, I'm not really sure here. It kind of looks to me like it's like sitting on my skin, and I usually don't look like I have that much texture after I put my foundation on, so I'm not 100% yet, but I'm going to put the rest of my makeup on because when I do my makeup every single day, I don't like get that up close and look at it, so maybe it's just not something that I've been noticing since I've been using the same one every single day. But for sure, this is my favorite that I've tried so far right off the bat. So I'm just noticing kind of some bad texture here, which I didn't notice yesterday, for example. So I'm gonna put the rest of my makeup on and then see how that does. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and then I will be right back. Okay, I just put my concealer on, and I used the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer that I'm trying to use up, and the texture is looking a lot better. When I come up close, like, you can see it. That's just, I guess, what my skin's looking like today. But as far as like the coverage, this actually is looking pretty similar to what my Thrive Cosmetics CC cream looks like. It looks the same to me. So really quick, let me just show you guys. I'm gonna use like the tiniest bit of product because this is almost gone. But I do want to show you maybe like a little swatch on my hand comparison. The Thrive one's here and the Colourpop one is here, but let me just kind of blend them out a little bit. My Colourpop one is slightly lighter, but those textures are very similar. The Thrive one maybe feels like slightly thicker, but I mean, as far as my collection goes, I mentioned this several times. I have a small collection. You've probably seen it. I don't have a lot of products to compare to one another, but I've been using that Thrive CC cream every single day pretty much since January at least, and before then I've also used it a lot. So the fact that I'm like comparing a brand new foundation, or not, this isn't new to me, to like my beloved favorite foundation, I mean, I'm excited about that. So, and it's a lot more accessible. I got that from Ulta, whereas the Thrive one you have to order from their website. So that's something else to keep in mind. But I'll be back after I finish the rest of my makeup. All right, I've got the rest of my makeup on, so let's just walk through really quickly what I used. Before I even came on camera today, I used my NARS Tinted Smudge Proof eyeshadow base, and I have this in the shade Fair, or is it Light? It's Light, and I use that. Okay, editing Kirsten here. Yes, I noticed that my bronzer looks orange. I was testing one out to see if I liked it, and I don't, but sorry about that. Then on top of that, I used my Colourpop Making Mauves palette. I just am loving this thing. It's my favorite. And then I did obviously the foundation. All I had underneath my foundation was my SPF, and it was the Crave Beach Shield, so I didn't use any primer or anything like that. I used that probably 30 minutes before I put my makeup on or so. Yeah, so I used obviously the foundation, then I went with the NARS concealer that we talked about. I set my under eyes and my cheek area with this No. 7 powder because I do it every single day, so I'm not going to like not do that because it's a new foundation. I have this in the shade Light, just a pressed powder. I used my bronzer from Nabla in the shade Ombre, and I think it looks really good today, by the way. For highlight, I used my Pixie by Petra Duo. This is their Gossamer Duo in Subtle Sunrise. And then for blush, I used my Colourpop and Kathleen Lights collab I Need Space blush. For eyebrows, I used my Milani Weekend Brow like pin, what is it called? Eyebrow tint in a soft brown 120, and I set my eyebrows with this Essence gel. For mascara, I use my Lancome Monsieur Big mascara, and then last but not least, it's time for setting spray, but I did want you guys to see that my skin is glowy without the setting spray, but I love a glowy finish. So I'm gonna crack this one open today. I have kind of like dipped into it a couple times since I got it. You can see like just a little bit, but it's time to open it up for good. So yeah, that's kind of a spoiler if you don't mind, but I was kind of waiting to finish up another one before I use this one, so I'm excited. The mist on this is just amazing. Like, do you see that? It's just so good. Okay, this is my favorite. I don't think I'll ever need another setting spray. I do want to try the Catrice one, but like, I think I'll always just need to have a bottle of this on hand. It is so good. So anyways, this is what it's looking like now. I figure I'll do some check-ins, I suppose. I think I might need some more bronzer down the neck. What do you guys think? Looking a little dark. I think I just got a little heavy-handed with the bronzer on my face because it was looking good. So, all right, I think that's better. Oh, and for lipstick, I forgot to mention I used my Almay Worry Less lipstick. So that is it for my first impressions. As far as like what I'm thinking about it, I really like the way it looks. I don't see a lot of like redness through my skin. Let me actually like find a mirror to use while I'm talking about it instead of looking over there. But yeah, I'm thinking that it looks good. The texture is looking a lot better. Honestly, it looks like really similar to my Thrive one. I'm forgetting everything today. I'm going to just put some shadow underneath the lashes. I don't like the empty lower lash line, but I just keep forgetting. I'm gonna do my eyes first, I guess. So that's better. Okay. All right, it is about 10:08 in the morning right now, and I will update you guys a little bit later in the day, but this is what it's looking like now. Hopefully you guys are able to see like a good idea of what it's looking like. I think the texture is looking a lot better right here. And I mean, I think overall, like my forehead sometimes gets like really bad wrinkles. They're not set in too much yet, but like I have wrinkles there. They're gonna set in, you know what I mean? Yeah, so I'm thinking that it looks pretty good. But what do you guys think? Let me know. I've got something in my eye. I don't know what that was, but I will see you guys for a check-in later. Okay, I just finished my makeup, but I just wanted to show you without the ring light on at all, like what it's looking like. And in this lighting, just with natural light, it looks so much better. Like the texture, I don't even think I can see it. Like I've got a bump that happens, but I'm excited about this. I mean, I think it looks really good. My bronzer, however, is looking quite orange, but we're just looking at the foundation here. So hopefully that's helpful for you guys to just be able to see it in the natural lighting instead of with the ring light on. I know it doesn't like make too big of a difference, but it does make a little difference. So yeah, I'll see you guys in a little bit. Okay, so we're like roughly at like 10 hours later. I didn't do a check-in in the middle of the afternoon. We've been very busy today, but I've had a mask on like almost all day. So a little bit has rubbed off on my nose, obviously, and I've got a nice bump. So yeah, but this is what the foundation is looking like. I think it stayed in place really well. Obviously the lighting is like terrible, but like don't pay attention to my nose. This would happen with anything. But overall, like I think it faded nicely. It looks just like any other foundation that like wears off throughout the day. So I don't think that it's any like better or worse than any other like foundation that I've used. So yeah, I just wanted to show you guys kind of like the state of my foundation at the end of the night. But I hope you guys enjoyed this review of the Colourpop foundation, and that's it for me today. Please give this video a thumbs up if you did like it, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.